Okay, good evening again. We're getting now into stippling. This is a spray bottle. So you're going to find your own spray bottle at home and you're going to draw a section of it. You don't have to choose the same section that I have, but you're going to choose a section, and now we're going to go through the shading technique of stippling. So we're going to choose the colors that we see in the object. I'm going to use a blue for this area. I'm going to use in the lighter parts. I am going to use it's red, purple, and a pink out of my markers. And you can use a pen to stipple with as well. It does not necessarily have to be a marker. You could also use a pen. So first of all, we're going to get started in this bottom area. We're going to look at our darks and we're going to blend into our lights. So I'm going to come right out of here in the dark areas, as I always do, using a series of dots. I am going to put my dots very, very close together to show the dark values. So right in the darker areas, you can use big dots or you can use little tiny dots. In this instance, I am going to use those smaller dots this time. And I'm going to get right into the dark values in this area. And as it comes out of the dark value to show the form, then you are going to lighten it up. So if you notice that it gets dark here, and then it has a tone going into the very, very light. The white areas, the light areas, we are going to leave that totally dark. So we're going to you're going to take your time while you're doing this. And it's, remember now, you're only going to get a section. So in the dark, to create the dark values, you're going to put your cluster. I'm going to come down here with the smaller, space it out in the areas that I want to have to get light as it get into the light value. I'm going to leave the light value, and then I'm going to do the ones that are midway. I'm going to get them a little closer in, but not as close as I want in the dark area. Okay, so you're going to keep doing your dots until you can see a variation from the dark into the light. And of course, the area that's white, I'm going to leave it white. Now I'm going to work my way to the next side. So right now, I'm going to come over a little bit more. Just a tad, but I'm going to space up my dot. Now I'm going to move over to the next side. Now this time, I'm going to get it light. And then when I get into the sides of this area, I'm going to get my dots in a little closer. But remember now, keep it to dots. Try not to get dabs. Sometimes it's a little hard. You get a little carried away. You get a little frustrated, but take your time. And then as it moves to the edge, seeing that it's more or less a cone shape, but cylindrical coming around the form. We're trying to show the form through using the dots. So we're going to make sure we get up there. And then now I'm getting into the darker shades. So I'm going to cluster my dots in a little closer. So I'm showing you the stippling technique. We're trying to sharpen up on our shading techniques. We're going to end up doing a still life of the form of the items, of these items. But right now we're doing studies. So then at the end of it all, we're going to bring all the items together and make a final drawing. But right now we're getting familiar with each form and getting an idea of how each form looks. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, work it in a little more. In this area there's a darkness coming out of here. And then I'm going to bring in some more dots in here to really show the difference between the dark value and the lighter value. And then I can add some more in on this side too, especially on the edge of the form. Okay, I'm going to stop this area now and I'm going to quickly switch to another section. Remember, I'm only taking a small section of the bottle itself. And now I'm going to look at what's going on around in here onto the form. And I'm going to turn this so you could really see more value in on it, where the light is going to hit certain parts of it. I don't want to get rid of it. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to work in here just to take another section, and then just to give you an idea of what should happen. So coming around away from the top of where the nozzle sprays, I'm going to come in with my value coming in here. This is a lighter shade, so this is my pink. Really, if you were to see this up close, it would have been a pink value. I notice right around here it gets dark, so I'm going to come in. This is the lighter value, so I'm going to go in with my light value. I notice there's a dark, a light reflection coming down the middle again, so I'm going to get that in. And then now I'm getting from my light value, now I'm going to get a darker shade. Well, actually this is my pink. I'm going to come in with this and blend this in with the value I just worked with, the red, and then I'm going to get it. So now it's a rounded top. So I'm going to shade it with the shape of the form so that you can see that a little better. And then I'm going to get it in closer. As I come around, I'm going to get my dots a little closer to show the shape of the form. And I'm going to put my cluster of dots a little bit more in so you can see some more value transitioning. And then you're going to keep working that section until it gets to with the effect that you would like it to get. And of course, as it gets into the lighter area, it's giving you the illusion that the top is rounded. It has roundness to it, and it also has a light hitting onto the form itself. And you can go ahead and get the darker value. Now you can work in your dark values so that you can see the real darkness working in into the areas that you want it to look dark. There's not only dark values there, there's a dark value working down under here in some little small areas. So I'm going to come in there with that. So if you would look at this a little more closer, you would tend to see what really is transpiring up in that area. I'm just turning it so you could get a little closer look. And then you're going to keep working it so it has that form, and then you're going to space it out as it comes directly into the light. And let it gradually work into that area. So we're only taking a small section of this. As I come out of the dark area around the rim, I'm going to do my dots a little darker, and then you're going to shade the whole thing. First of all, I want to remind you, make sure you get an accurate drawing of the form. There's a lot of complications in this, so make sure you look at your item that you're drawing and you draw it accurately. You don't have to worry about drawing it. I don't mind if you don't draw it with the dots first. You can go ahead and you can draw it with the pencil, then you could put in the dots, okay? Then you could fill in the dots. It's just an outline sketch, and then you can go in and work your dot like pattern to create value on the inside of the form until it ends up looking like the form that you have in the front of you, okay? So you're going to take that and you're going to practice your stippling. Stippling isn't just filling in, but it's also, you have to concentrate definitely on getting the value range from the darks to light, and that helps to bring out the illusion of the form itself.